session on role of NISP in cultivating startup culture. We are privileged to have amongst us Dr. Kiran Jindal, Assistant Professor, Mehirchand Mahajan DAV College for Women as a resource person. MCM DAV College for Women, an institution that has been the portal for quality education right from its inception in 1968 in the memory of Justice Mehirchand Mahajan. It is for the value-based instruction strategy offered here that MCM has been reaccredited with an A grade from NAC and has been ranked as one of the topmost colleges of the region for the last 3 consecutive years by reputed national periodicals like India Today and The Week. MCM is the only college in the region to get the Star Status Award from the Government of India, which has helped the college towards giant progressive leaps in the field of science. On behalf of the MCM family, I take this opportunity to welcome our resource person, Dr. Kiran Jindal. Ma'am is a startup cell convener and an NISP cell coordinator. Ma'am has been actively contributing towards the promotion of startups of students and staff since 2019. Ma'am, we are honored by your presence at this session. Now I request you, ma'am, to kindly commence the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Japneet. Good morning, one and all. Dr. Indu Arora, Vice President IIC MCM, Dr. Japneet Kaur, and
Dr. Kiran, I think your mic is off.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. Indu ma'am, am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So Dr. Indu Arora, Vice President IIC, Dr. Japneet Kaur and Ms. Manmeet, coordinators, my fellow colleagues and my dear students, good morning to all of you. Today, the topic of our presentation is role of NISP in cultivating startup culture in higher educational institutions. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, yes, it's visible. Yes.
Okay. So National Innovation and Startup Policy that is designed by Ministry of Education in 2019, and basically what the government wants to do with this National Innovation and Startup Policy, I hope you must be knowing that if we are taking the data of 2021, in that case every 13th unicorn in the world belongs to India. And secondly, we are at 3rd in unicorns after USA and China. And if we are taking the data of for 2022 up to 13th Feb, that is only just 40 days of 2022, 8 new unicorns has been registered. And in that case, it means on every 5th day, we are having a new unicorn. I hope you must be knowing about the unicorn. Anybody who can specify what is this unicorn? Any student? Okay, any startup whose value is greater than $1 billion US is considered as a unicorn. So you must be knowing that by making Make in India concept and this National Innovation and Startup Policy, what the government want us to do. In that case, what we want to do, we want to make India self-reliant, and at the same time, what we want to do in that case, we want to create job creators rather than job seekers. Because when we are becoming job creators, very first, there is no need for job for ourselves. At the same time, we can provide jobs to others. This is what is the purpose of this National Innovation and Startup Policy. So this National Innovation and Startup Policy 2019 was launched by Honorable Ministry of HRD on 11 September 2019 at AICT New Delhi. This policy intends to guide higher educational institutions to promote students and faculty driven innovation and startups, and the main objective was to leverage the potential of students' problem solving and entrepreneurial mindset and promoting a strong intra and inter-institutional partnership. Intra means between the departments, and inter-institutions means from one institution to another one. So when you're talking about this wide startup policy for higher educational institutions, why the government wants to tap this higher educational institutions, I hope you must be agree with this concept that higher educational institutions is an organized sector where you can tap the youth. And in that case, ultimately, you can promote the startup cultures among them. Because when we are talking about this youth population, in that case, they are innovators. They can think better, and ultimately they can come up with new kind of ideas. So just to spread awareness among youths, that is students, faculty and staff, about the value of entrepreneurship and its role in career development and employability, this is the basic purpose behind this startup policy. Second, to make all the stakeholders aware that innovation, that could be in the form of technology, process or business innovation, is a mechanism to solve the problem of the society as well as consumer. Third, by this National Innovation and Startup Policy, this is basically a policy document and that provides a guiding mechanism to these higher educational institutions so that they can design their policies further to promote the startup culture in their own campuses. So when you're talking about this National Innovation and Startup Policy of 2019, it works on this basic highlighting features. Very first is creation of innovation funds for supporting innovative projects and startups of students and faculty by allocating at least 1% of institution's total budget. Second, academic break for a semester or year to work on their startups and then joining back your organization. Third, credit for working on innovative prototypes and business models. Just take the example, you people are having any internal exam, you people are having assessments, internal assessments. In that case, you will be getting the credits for that if you people are working on any kind of business models. Thirdly, 2% minimum and 9.5% maximum equity stake can be taken in this startup by institution, right? And complete ownership of IPR by the inventors in case of non-uses of institutions' facility and resources. What does it mean? It means if the student is having any kind of intellectual property right and he or she is not using the facilities of institutions, in that case, he or she will be having the complete ownership. Secondly, some of the students are having the problem that why we want to share our equity with the institutions when it is completely our own idea. In that case, rather than equity, in that case, services, if there are any services that are offered by the institutions for any kind of thing, in that case, ultimately, this particular model can work on fee-based. This example, if you people are using the incubation center of the college, you people have taken any space for your official address, in that case, rental facilities could be there, and it can also work on zero payment model. Zero payment model means what? You need the funding. The college can provide the funds to you, and ultimately, in that case, it could be interest-free loan as well. Next, what is the responsibility of higher educational institutions with respect to this National Innovation and Startup Policy? The very first, all institutions are required to frame their own National Innovation and Startup Policy document that should be in line with the NISP 2019 issued by Ministry of Education. Second, they are supposed to achieve the desired objective through mission statements rather than stringent control system. In that case, whatever is their value, whatever is this mission, on that basis the people can achieve the desired objective. Ultimate objective is what? To promote the startup culture and ultimately getting the startups within your institutions. Third, development of intra and inter-institutional relation. What is this intra and inter-institutional relation? Means from one department to another one. Just example, one student is from psychology department and another one is from sociology department. So they can come out with any idea and they can come out with any kind of startups to promote E&I agenda, that is entrepreneurship and innovation agenda. And institute can provide services and facilities to outside entrepreneurs. Outside entrepreneurs can also be taken into consideration. In what way? Just take the example, if student is working in a family business, or one of the student is a bona fide student of MCM DAV College for Women, and some other students with you want to make a tie-up, they are working with IITs, IIMs or some other institutions. Even in that case, you people can apply for funding or consultation or mentoring in the college itself. Third, to join the IIC network of Government of India and participate in Smart India Hackathon and Atal ranking of institutional innovation achievement, that is ARIA ranking, to get better ranking while taking the funds from Government of India. Next, to ensure maximum student participation and go through pre-incubation process of problem identification, solution, proof of concept validation, prototype development, business model and proposal development. This can be done through organizing awareness sessions. This can be done through organizing the bridge courses and even internships and even the Smart India Hackathon, like business plan competitions and all. And the most important part is resource mobilization plan. Resource mobilization plan means the institution must invest fund in such innovations in the way that where 1% of the total annual budget must be utilized for this particular purpose. After that, if you require the funds, these funds can be taken from state and central agencies. Thirdly, incubation funds can also be taken from the companies, because as per corporate social responsibilities, section 135 of Companies Act 2013, all the companies are required to donate the funds for this education purposes as well as for promotion of innovation and startups. And the last one is by the way of sponsorship and donation from alumni network of the college itself. Next, to link and collaborate their incubation unit with external agencies and ecosystem enablers so as to provide network support to incubated startups. What does it mean? Just example, if a particular institution is non-technical in nature and they don't have their incubation center, in that case, what the people can do? If any of the university is having incubation center, just example, in Chandigarh, we do have NIPER, and if NIPER is having incubation center, you can make a tie-up with those particular institutions, and the students can avail the facilities of those incubation units while going for their research and all. Next, connecting student entrepreneurs through internship, experience sharing, and encouraging participation of students in innovation and business plan competitions, and organize such competitions on campus itself. I hope you must be knowing that in talking about our college itself, in that case, we people are organizing such kind of business plan competitions, and a lot of cash incentives are also provided to the students, right? Even we are providing the internship also, and we are organizing various kind of awareness session so that students can get a feel of entrepreneurship. Knowledge exchange through collaboration and partnership with external agencies, like Mayor Chand Mahajan DAV College for Women has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Anveshan Anusandhan. Anveshan Anusandhan is an incubation center of Indira Gandhi National Technical University of Delhi. In that case, what we people can do, the students of our college, the people can use their incubation center, and whenever the people are coming up with any kind of bridge courses, internships on this entrepreneurship, in that case, it is available free of cost to our students, and most of the students have taken the benefit of such kind of internships as well. Next, 24/7 facility to students, staff, and faculty of all discipline and departments across the institute. In return of services offered, that could be space, infrastructure, mentorship, seed funding, accountant, legal and patent support, and use of facilities at institute, the minimum stake of 2% and the maximum of 9.5% in the startup company incubated for this purpose can be offered to the institutions. Otherwise, fee-based or zero payment model can also be exercised by the students, and that can be offered to the institutions. Now, when you're talking about this National Innovation and Startup Policy, it provides a lot of incentives to the students who are working for innovation and entrepreneurship, so that students can come forward and the people can think out of box. The people want, if the people want to become job creator rather than job seeker, in that case, a lot of benefits are provided by the institutions by the way of this National Innovation and Startup Policy. Very first, allow students to set startups. These startups could be social, technical, and non-technical. Most of the people are of the opinion that we are working in a non-technical institutes, we are doing arts, we are doing commerce. In that case, how we people can come up with the startups? No, there is no as such requirement. There is no as such requirement to set up your entrepreneurship that it must have IPR, right? Any social entrepreneurship and any non-technical entrepreneurship like your e-commerce business can also be coming into this category, and in that case you can come up with such kind of startups as well. Secondly, you can work part-time for such startups, and third, you can work as intern while studying in your courses. Next, you can allow the students to take credit in assessment for working on innovative prototypes and business models. And how this particular thing is working, I hope you must be knowing that in some of the courses where people are having internal exams, 100 marks exams, like in BBAs and even in MComs. In that case, there is summer trainings and major and minor research projects that you people are supposed to prepare on the basis of this summer training. So if a particular student want to work for startup, in that case, in place of this mini project or major project, they can go for startups, and ultimately they are supposed to give presentations on these startups, and they can earn credit for the same. At the same time, in the routine, the people can take on credit in their internal assessment as well on the basis of this innovation prototypes and business models. I hope it is clear to each one of you. Any confirmation? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
Next, to take a semester break and or year break to work on their startups, and then the students can join back their institutions. Even to you people can sit for the examination even with low attendance, but you are supposed to take prior approval from the institutions if you are working on any startups. And the last one is to use the address of your hostel, pre-incubation center or incubation center to register your venture while studying at higher educational institutions. Right. So in that case, now we are not going with this particular phenomena, like we are supposed to cover our course first, then we'll think about our entrepreneurship and businesses. You people can think about at the same time while doing study, and in that case, your college itself is providing you consultation, mentoring, internship, as well as seed funding if you want to come up with your startups. Next, the faculties. So incentives to the faculties for innovation and entrepreneurship. One more thing, if the students want to make a tie-up with any of the faculty for innovation and entrepreneurship, this option is also open. You can make a tie-up with your own faculty, you can make a tie-up with the faculty of other institutions, because ultimately NISP provides a lot of benefits to the faculty also if they want to come up with this innovation and entrepreneurship. The very first, they are supposed to allow faculty to start their venture based on technology developed in the lab at the institutions. If the faculty has come up with any kind of technology that the people have developed in the institutions, or the people have developed it somewhere else, but now they want to come up with its commercialization and they are having ownership on this intellectual property, they can start their business on this basis. Secondly, they can take a semester or year break as a sabbatical leave, unpaid leave, casual leave, earned leave for working on their startups, and after that they can come back their organizations. Third, no restrictions on shares that staff and faculty can take in these startups, but provided the time spent is less than 20% of office time on these startups and the people are not compromising with their existing academic and administrative work or duties. And the last one is institution stake. The institutions can also be offered a stake in such kind of startups, but that is limited to 20% of the total shares that a particular faculty is having, or 9.5% in total stake, whichever is minimum in both of the cases, in case faculty or staff is drawing salary from the institution. It means you are on roll on the institutions. Even in that case, you can come up with your startups, but in that case, time spent by you people should not be more than 20% of your office time. And third thing is that in that case, you can offer the equity to the institutions if you are not going with the fee-based or zero payment model. So in that case, you people can offer the shares to the institution also, but in that case, the limit is whatever the share a particular faculty is having, the institution cannot have more than 20% of that, and in total, the 9.5% of the total shares. 9.5, why the government has specified this 9.5? Because we know that as per Companies Act or as per the rules of the businesses, in that case, if a particular business owner is having share of more than 10%, in case of any insolvency, in that case, there is a legal obligation. So just to avoid this legal obligations, in that case, higher education institutions can have the share only up to 9.5%, and the minimum stake is 2.5%. Next, innovation and startup and Meher Chand Mahajan DAV College for Women. We people have already set up our incubation center in the college. We people have formulated startup and innovation policy that is available on the NISP webpage of MCM DAV portal. Third, we people are having provision of seed money. We are providing seed money to the students who want to make any kind of entry into the startups, and it is available at 0% interest rate. And in that case, time specified by us is 2 years. After 2 years, if you want to avail the seed money, in that case, the prevailing market rates would be applicable on you. Otherwise, it is at 0% interest rate. And last one is we are providing consultation and mentoring by faculty and industry experts. Documents that are supposed to be submitted to our startup cell is application form, proposed budget plan, detailed business plan, registration certificate of the applicant. Registration certificate in what sense? If you people want to register yourself as a company, in that case, registration certificate comes into existence. But a particular business, if they want to come up with this sole proprietorship, in that case, we require just any proof for your firm. That could be PAN card, that could be a bank account. With I hope you must be knowing that whenever we are going with the particular business, in that case, we are supposed to open a current bank account with the bank. So the copy of that particular bank account will solve the purpose, or the PAN card. And if you people are registering yourself as a partnership firm, in that case, partnership deed is required. Next, memorandum of association of the applicant. This is always applicable in case of companies. Name of the industries or individuals that would be associated with the proposed venture, along with their letter of intention to join your organization. It is also required by us. I just hope it is clear. These are the documents. Basically, what we require, this application form per forma is available on our web page, right? So in that case, people can go through that application form. On that basis, you can apply it to the college. In that case, whatever the funds you require, that must be specified in your proposed business plan, along with budget. And third, we require any proof that you people are registering your firm in any way, whether it is a sole proprietorship, partnership firm, or companies. Companies ke case mein, you know that there is a registration certificate that is required, but in case of sole proprietorship or partnership firm, in that case, partnership deed or your PAN number of the firm. PAN number of individual will not work, but PAN number of the firm is required, or the bank account details of that particular firm is required to us if you want to get the seed money from the college. So thank you all. In case of any query, now the session is open.
Yes, students, please post your queries, or you may raise your hands and ask the questions from ma'am directly. Please go ahead and do so.
Any students having any query relating to the startups? If you want to come up with the startups, you people are having any doubts in your mind? See, if some of the students are coming up with your family businesses, right? Even in that case, you people are covered under this startup policy. You people can apply for the fundings as well as mentorship. There is no problem. एंड मोर ओवर ऐसी कोई कंडीशन नहीं है कि आप अगर सपोज आप एक ग्रुप में काम करना चाहते हो तो बाकी जो बच्चे आपके साथ काम करेंगे वो भी आपके कॉलेज के होने चाहिए. नो, you can make a tie up with alumni, you can make a tie up with the students of this college or some other colleges as well as faculties. All youth population is covered under this National Innovation and Startup Policy. The only thing, out of all, only one should be associated with your institution to whom you want to apply.
Yes, students have had interaction with the number of you who were interested in startups. So please go ahead and clarify your doubts, or if you're thinking of doing so, or if you're already into any kind of startups, so you can, further look forward to expansion or anything that comes to your mind. So I believe this is the perfect portal to come up with your questions, and, ma'am is definitely going to address the queries.
Some of the things that I want to specify here, we have already started giving the seed money to our startups, and the first out of it is Shri Shiksha. That is a venture of our BBA3 student, and in that case, this Shri Shiksha is what the people are organizing the workshops for the students who want to come up for their career, and if they want to become content writer. Actually, this is a startup of a motivational speaker. The name is Taveshi. So in that case, we have given the दीक्षा, मैं अभी आती हूँ आपके क्वेश्चन पे. तो श्री शिक्षा इज व्हाट? इन दैट केस दिस इज a startup of motivational speaker. So in that case, what we people are doing, whenever we are giving the seed money to them, very first what we people are doing, we are creating a startup. Secondly, such startups are coming with the job opportunities for others as well, because in that case, whenever we are giving the funding to them, ultimately whenever the employment opportunities will be there, the first preference will be the students of the institution itself. Thirdly, these particular organizations are also providing internships to all. Diksha, your question is to whom you people are supposed to contact, right? I'm the startup cell convener of the college, so in that case, you people can contact me if you people are having any doubts, right? And even you can mail it at startupcell at MCM DAV College. Also, I'm writing my contact number here.
Kiran ma'am, if you could mention the email ID as well.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. Please give me some time. Miss Diksha, any other query?
Yes, student. Any one of you, if you're not clear with regards to any of these slides, so you can always ask ma'am to do so, and she may further explain in case any of the points was not clear to you. We have BBA final with us, BCom final also. So none of you have any queries? Or what do you intend to do once you're done with your graduation? Any such plans?
See, if you want to come up with any kind of startups, even in future years, you must be having so many questions in your mind. Because I have already told you, because in case of this NISP, your alumni are also covered. So once you become the alumni of the college, even in that case, people can apply to the college. We do have a particular mentorship network. In that case, we people have already tie up with so many industry experts. We people are having so many incubation units with whom we people are having tie-ups. So if you want any kind of help in that case, you people please let us know, and in that case, we are ready to serve you.
All right, Mirinal, Mehak, Garima, do you have any queries? These are the final year students, I believe. Mehak. Yes, does any one of you have any queries with regards to entrepreneurship or startups? Okay. And other BCom final year students? Or could be any student for that matter, not specifically the final year ones. Because we've not had such a portal earlier, though we've had mentorship classes, but therein also, since we are not too much into it, so all we can just brief you up about the curriculum or about the program or what is it about. So ma'am, since she is the convener and NISP coordinator as well, so the way she can explain you definitely is going to benefit you in whatever way is your question about. So please go ahead, don't have any inhibitions. It could be too small. Don't think that my startup is too small to think of. So you can just share your ideas if you have any, that I'm thinking of going ahead with this idea. So, you know, it is something is it something that can be materialized, or what shape can I give it? So you're always open. This is the right portal for all of you to discuss and come up with your ideas in case, even if it is incubating somewhere or the other. So you can always come up and discuss the same. Kiran ma'am, kindly unmute. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, Japneet. Please, students, please take this thing into your mind that there is no as such requirement of technical knowledge to come up with the startups. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि आपके पास IPR होना चाहिए तभी आप आ सकते हो. अगर आपकी एक छोटी सी बेकरी की भी शॉप है, आप किसी तरह से अपनी स्टॉल्स भी लगा सकते हो. That can also be converted into the startups. You can sell it digitally. You can sell it even on the basis of stalls as well as, and even in that case, you people can apply to the college for funding. There is no as such problem. Any social entrepreneurship, any technical or non-technical entrepreneurship is covered in this National Innovation and Startup Policy that is specified by Government of India. The only thing, if you want to come up with any kind of business in which you are a partner, you people can apply. And you can think about it. Only thing we require just a registration proof. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप अगर कोई भी बिजनेस कर रहे हो और आपने उसको किसी भी फॉर्म में रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं कराया है या आप हमें कोई उसका प्रूफ नहीं सबमिट करा सकते. दिस इज द ओनली थिंग दैट वी रिक्वायर. आफ्टर दैट यू पीपल कैन कम अप विद कंसल्टेशन, मेंटोरशिप एज वेल एज फॉर सीड फंडिंग. And I had already told you that if you people are working on any kind of startups, you people can take credits for that as well. Even semester and year break is also provided by Ministry of Education, but ultimately as per the guidelines of Punjab University, Chandigarh. Yes, girls?
So yes, students, kindly post your queries so that at least we also know where do our students stand. We also would want to know your intellectual mind.
Diksha, how to start from scratch? Like first basic step, very first you must think what kind of business you want to do. We do have so many bridge courses that is available to the students free of cost for such kind of entrepreneurship. You people can join that. Whenever you people are having any query, any business plan in your mind, you can come and discuss with us, and on that basis, we can suggest you further. Diksha, I hope your doubt is clear. Diksha, are you there? Okay. Very first, you have to take the decision what kind of business you want to yourself to be in. So ultimately, on that basis, we people can suggest you further.
Ma'am, Prarthi has also written, she's written it's not working. Prarthi, would you please clarify what is not working? You've just written it's not working. So what is your idea is not working, the project is not working. So could you please clarify? Prarthi, are you there? All right, students. So I believe all your doubts have been clarified. So I would like to extend a vote of thanks. Thank you, ma'am, for this very valuable address. I'm sure our students have greatly benefited from today's session. Rather, the insights on entrepreneurship provided by you will definitely be instrumental in inculcating research and innovation in our students. So So on behalf of IIC 4.0 and MCM DAV College, extend a formal vote of thanks to our worthy speaker for today's session. It was a pleasure to have you with us today, ma'am. I also take this opportunity to thank Madam Principal and Indu Rora ma'am for providing their consistent guidance and support. Thank you, my coordinators, Manmeet, and all the students. Thank you, dear students, for being great participants and active learners. Thank you.
Thank you, Japneet. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, students, you may leave now.